trying not to be the phone problem today.
I gotta do some sharing.
Let's let a few people pop on in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, we got one. What up, Kevin?
Dude, I was severely missing caffeine. Now we need this place where I could have a cigarette, but it's fine. All right. I'll give it a few moments, let a couple more people tap in.
Let them tap in from the... What's up, Kev?
Mr. Clack.
Yo, Clacton popped on.
Yeah.
What's good, people? What you think what's been on your mind, Trevor? Never
Can't
mind.
say that yet.
How you feeling about the city of Flint, Trevor?
Why you ask me like that? You know I think this place is a fucking cesspool. Look, we just got a Brandy Newy fucking president and vice president. Brandy fucking Newy. Let me go to this fucking post. There's something about big leagues. Why are we in the big leagues?
We're in the big leagues or what?
I don't know.
That's what they just hit you with a post said that?
No, that's what Clark said in the comment section.
Oh, I gotta see him.
So,
oh yeah, I guess we are in the big league. Now you got the mayor mad at you and everything coming from over this way. He probably
he
can't.
shouldn't be setting himself up to look like a bitch.
No, why would you say that? Why would you say something like that about the mayor? He ain't gonna play with you. Keep playing with you, Trevor.
What's he gonna do? Threaten to take me outside like he did to Mr. LaDuff? I guarantee you, he's not gonna get as far.
What?
You
think the mayor will call you out?
He's done it to reporters before. Why isn't he gonna do it to a guy that is questioning his authority? Think about it. The man thinks he's got all the power in the world, then he gets that reality check slapped against him. He's gonna be a little upsetty spaghetti.
Are you mad at you?
No, he's mad at me.
Well, you did
so let him. And if he wants to say something about it, he can say something about it. That's his right. You know, I don't step on other people's rights. I'm like him. But if he wants to do something about it, he's going to have to make a nice, take an evening, nice long thought process and decide what he wants to try to do about it. If he wants to fight, well, I'm not a fighting kind of guy. Ask people around town, I don't like to fight. Fighting is dumb. If I have to, I will. Okay. Besides that, I don't beat up on the mentally deficient. That's just wrong. I think I get slapped with the Americans with Disability suit for that one.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
No.
The views of this. The views of Trevor Berryhill are not the views of 810 News Media Group. I just thought I'll just put that out there. But go ahead. Because this is Trevor's rant. But go ahead. I got to start doing that now.
For golf caddy. Yeah. Let's get off him.
Okay.
Let's get away from him because, you know what?
You don't make it good for us.
You know what? I mean, he wants to run around calling people coward, but you never see him outside of his office, and you never see him unarmed.
He's armed?
Yeah.
New to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. City Hall's a gun-free zone, Mr. Mayor.
Is it?
Oh, well, he likes to say it is. I mean, why don't we call up Tanya or... Oh, I'm getting hit with the stop signs.
Stop. I agree with that. Sometimes, Trevor, you might want to go to the edge, but sometimes you just got to bag off.
Right. Let's go back to the original because you had to ask me what I thought of Crib Midget.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got special city council meeting signed by Liddell Lewis and Candace. I still can't say her name, so I'm not even going to try. Every time I see it, I'm going to slander her name, so no.
We'll just say Candace Machette. See, I know a little French.
It's almost like Grand Blanc. Yeah. Let's take a look at these.
Okay, go ahead.
Resolution for second ARPA grant support the Bruce Fieldhouse capital improvements. Doesn't say how much. Here's the thing that caught me with this while I was brushing my teeth before coming in, bud.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
They're quick to put on here how much money they're accepting in grants, but not so quick to put on here how much money they're trying to give out in ARPA.
Make that make sense.
Oh, what do you mean make that make sense? That makes perfect sense.
Gotcha.
They're trying to hide the money.
Wow.
They're trying to, what? It was 2 weeks ago. Liddell came up and said, we have $40 million in the ARPA funds. Like that little stunt press conference she had. But according to everything else I've seen, it was 14. She's off by a fairly large margin there. Am I wrong?
Hey, the math ain't mathing.
And this is why they do it. So she can say 40 million and give you hope that they're going to do something for you. Do something for your community instead of give it out to nonprofits who are just going to disappear. You know, 2 words around here have become dirty words to me.
What's them 2 words?
Nonprofits and activists.
Oh, hold up. Activism.
Activism, the word itself. Because you got so many people that show up and they don't act unless there's a camera in their face. And they don't act unless it's election season. They got to get their name on that ballot. But then outside of election season, their only action is getting on an airplane and dicking around the rest of the country. So
nobody
when Art calls himself an activist, I'm like, no, Art, you aren't an activist because you actually do shit. You're an advocate because your ass, while you go around the country, fine and dandy, your attention is always on Flint. You're always talking about Flint. You're always helping Flint. That's what activists is supposed to be. But we have so many of these fakes running around. I don't want to tarnish his name by calling him an activist. No, Art is an advocate.
We choose peace, Trevor. It's a time for war and it's a time for peace.
So how you may.
It's war.
But let's take a look at so many people around this city.
I don't want to look around the city no more. It gave me a migraine. Well, go ahead, carry on.
Hey, if you go into the room behind you, I left some Excedrin migraine in there.
I know. I seen them on the table. That's why I got the water right here you brought. So,
and it's the same with these nonprofit groups. They show up. They promise you the world. Domestic violation choke.
They talking about you. That's some stuff Clack started.
Oh God. No, but these nonprofits, right? They all come in, they rush in whenever Flint gets a fucking cent. They came in with the wind funds. They came with the ARPA funds. They came in with this, that, the third. Now they're starting to come in with the opiate funds.
Hold up. I got some new job alert, people. There's a new job alert out here. I don't know what they paying, but I'm not trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be honest.
Oh, you're not being facetious. Gotcha.
Facetious. Got these chips in my mouth. I'm not trying to be. For that reason, what I mean by that, when it's talking about the opioid, walking around with the Narcans, right?
Yeah.
I'm finna have, I want to have some in my pocket. Don't get me wrong. I understand people are dying, but I'm not finna be walking around and see if I can find somebody that's a job. Pay people to do that. If you know it's addicts that have somebody riding around with the Narcans on them, but they can see people riding around looking for people that's ODing. I'm not finna have that in my pocket. I prayed on none of my family members or, and anybody else who experienced that, but that's a job. I'm finna have a Narcan can and I'm riding around and seeing who done OD'd or not.
You want me to compare that to something for you? That's like having your CCW. That's just there for you and yours. just like that Narcan. That's there for you and yours. You're not a cop. You're not going out to stop crime. That's not on you.
Right.
Just like you have that Narcan, you're not supposed to be going around looking for people ODing. That's for the EMTs. I told you there's Narcan at my house. My kids bring their friends over, and I don't know what their friends are into. I don't judge. I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Are you on this drug, this drug, this drug?" It's all right, kids, go have fun, stay out of trouble. But if the kid starts ODing, now I've got Narcan in my house. That's what Narcan is there for. I'm not going around town looking for no one to save. I'm too busy.
Where that's the point that I'm saying now when they saying when they justifying because you know they got to pull up where you can go get your Narcan from where that building, the old Huntington Bank.
How the hell? Did you done break my mic?
Oh, you know what? They can't hear you, Trevor. My bad. Talk in and out, Trevor.
You broke my mic.
I had you turned off.
I've been sitting here for 11 minutes with a turned off mic.
Maybe it was a good thing, Trevor.
No.
But now they can hear you. But I'm just saying, I forgot I turned that one off and I had that one on.
Is that Pfeiffer related to the other Pfeiffers?
I think so.
Uh-oh. If we got the entire Pfeiffer troop here, this is going to be a riot.
I'm just saying, it's no knock. I understand if every home had it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing that, if you know, if you got them problems, I can understand that. Like you say, you don't know which kids' friends or what even your friends might be on.
Exactly.
And if they go down, adults, yeah.
Where I live, a lot of gunshots, a lot of reasons for those gunshots are people high or drunk on something. Okay. You come to my door, I will give you help.
Right. So how do you feel about these nonprofits getting the money, Trevor?
We've been talking about it for a year now. Because he's not.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Have you figured that thing out yet?
Let's figure it out, brother.
All right. Goddamn, you're trying to get me in trouble.
I don't know. Hell. Hold up. Something might have went out. I don't know what happened. They might be playing with us, Trevor. Hello? No, it's on.
Is mine on?
Oh, yeah.
Now it's good. All right. Mickey's just breaking shit today, guys.
No, I'm making sure you don't go off the train track. That might have been that first 7 minutes. Might have been some stuff.
Wow. Wow. I don't come here to be censored and muted.
Sometimes, Trevor, we all got to go through something.
Fine, I'm gonna go back through it.
Go back through it.
Watch your hands.
Well, I don't know how it turned off.
So, how do I feel about these nonprofits? They come in like a prom date. They get what they want. They leave. They leave us with the bill, the problem, sometimes the baby. They always show up. They're like fucking vultures. They sniff any money in the air. Fucking win. ARPA, Opiate. What's next coming to Flint? I know money's coming to Flint again. Maybe not the same monetary value, but there's still going to be people sitting there for their nonprofits, like Sarvis Park gets formulated as a 501c3 right when you hear there's a couple million coming to Flint. Weird. Then we have activists that want to pop up and say, I'm an activist, all up and down every time that there's an election coming up. And this ain't pointed at no one in particular, right? We've had our problems with a few of those folks before. Ain't pointed toward them. But I want everyone to pay attention to our ballot coming up, especially you folks from out of town, right? Out of towners, you see myself, you see Clack, you see Mr. Davis. You've seen people who have run before who are still in the public light, who've tried to stay here and try to do good any way we know how. Clack is in an office. Mr. Maurice Davis left in office. You've got me who failed to get in office. But we're still out up front in front of a camera talking about issues, trying to bring attention to these issues, right? But then you got these people that they sit there and they'll either do the bare minimum or they just pop up out of nowhere. And then when they lose, they disappear and they go back to nowhere. You don't see them, you don't hear them. You might see a Facebook post every once in a while. Oh, they're down in Florida. Oh, they're in Miami. They're over running around in San Diego having the time of their life. Or, well, we're doing big things over here. Well, your broke ass couldn't do shit over here. So what the hell? And they always come back when it's time to try to get a government paycheck through an election. I'm pretty damn tired of it because Flint is just everyone's trap house.
Not the trap house.
Everyone comes to Flint to pick up a buck. And if it ain't through nonprofits and grants and X, Y, and Z, which for some reason our city council jumps at to give to these largest 501c3s and not a dime to you or me. If it ain't through that, it's through, okay, I'm going to do my best, get elected, have the prettiest, bestest, best speech, and pick up a couple thousand a year, dozen thousand a year for doing absolutely nothing. Look at our current state rep. Does absolutely goddamn nothing. She does some great hair. I'll give her that. I will give her that.
She's doing the best she can. Up, man. That man.
You want to get me back started on that, man?
Nah, we out here now.
A vice mayor? No, we have a Clyde Edwards. We have a man that has 6 jobs and can't give them things away. Vice mayor. No, I wish we had a deputy mayor, vice mayor. That'd be great.
What do you do?
Clyde?
Yeah.
Well, chief of staff.
Vice mayor. You the one down there dealing with council.
Because he has to.
Oh my goodness.
You think she's doing Davina's hair?
Listen,
like I said, she does damn good hair.
She doing the best she can do, Trevor.
Wonderful hair.
Well, hey, listen, she went down there with her expertise in doing hair.
And hair.
Took it down to Lansing. And she's making
and she hasn't come back, or she hasn't gone back.
But listen.
She did all the hair up there and now she's done.
With her expertise in doing hair and that wealth of knowledge of doing braids, whipping hair, putting in perms. She took that to Lansing and made Flint. I mean, it changed the legislation down there. You know, I'm just saying.
What is Mike doing with all these damn balloon emojis?
Well, basically, Trevor, what he's saying, he has jumped off the plane.
Oh, man.
Well, I know. I will say this to you. If she do become, okay, lifestyle said, who will serve out Neely's term if he become elected to Congress? Did y'all really think Congress want him after this? Well, he listen, like I'm telling you, with his wealth and experience with knowledge of politics, hey, I can see he did such a hell of a job here. He could go to that seat.
Dude, what have I been fucking telling you? Kildee is retiring. I've told you this for 6 months now. Mm-hmm. Since it came out, he has cancer. Mm-hmm. Rather advanced. I hope him the best. Don't get me wrong. I have major dislike for this man, but I wish him the best. I don't want to see him sick any longer. I want to see him healed, recovered, and enjoying his life. Okay? Just because I dislike someone doesn't mean I want them hurt. Right. But I knew he was retiring. I've been telling you guys for months. And then I take a look at Neely.
You got Nostradamus on it.
I did. But then you take a look at Neely with a campaign chest of $200,000. That's a good start. And very little of that has come from outside donors, from PACs and such. Most of that has come from his own pocket, putting into it over the past few years. So now what's going on? I am willing to bet you this man is about to run for Congress. And that paycheck, because let's take a look at a U.S. congressman's salary. Congressional. With the compensation of $174,000.
I'm back.
$174,000. That sounds like a pretty decent money grab. That's what he would be earning if he becomes a U.S. congressional representative. And lifestyle hit the nail on the fucking head.
God damn, I'm telling you. I'm in the
name
wrong
recognition.
Business. I'm in the wrong business. I've been in the wrong business. But do you think he can win on a national level?
It wouldn't be a national level. That'd be a state level.
That's what I meant to say, state level.
Yes.
Excuse my friend, state level. Because, I mean, you think the Republicans ain't going to go at him far as him lying about having that degree? And
let me hit you with this.
Come on with it.
So that area, our congressional area, pretty strong Democrat.
Gotcha.
We've had Kildee in that seat for a hot minute. Kildee's also the man that wanted to cut off the north side, which is majority what demographic?
I don't know. I'll take a guess at it. Black.
Weird. So we've had a racist white guy who wants to cut off services on the north side, who was against giving any sort of funding from the county to the north side, kept on telling Flint not to give any money to the north side. And that was his structured
you said, hold up, Trevor. I might be missing something. You said racist?
That's what I believe, dude. If you're all about fucking giving money to certain parts of town that happen to be a certain demographic, hit me with it.
The views.
There you go.
Trevor Berryhill are not those of 810 News Media Group.
Mickey, just make a fucking banner.
Just go ahead. Trevor.
Just make a banner.
I just gotta say it just because I'm glad you reminded me of it, because you go ahead.
Well, it's a Democratic stronghold.
Yeah, I'm just jumping off the plane on this one. I'm going to cut my mic off and you handle your business.
God damn, you've been jumping off the plane a lot lately, dude. Airborne. All right. So this man came up in large part with the master plan. That master plan was to control the shrinkage of Flint by cutting off services to certain more impoverished areas. Those more impoverished areas are usually on the north side, usually the demographic of African American. So no street services, no trash services, no police services, hardly any EMT services. Weird. And that was his entire plan, to try to force people to move. What is that word that you use when you try pushing people out? Gentrification? Doesn't that sound suspiciously like gentrification codified into plan and governance? Weird. And the man's a Democrat. But here's the thing. He has friends in the media that try spinning it as a positive. Positive racism, folks. That's what it was. So if he can get around and elected like that with this positive racism spun into the media because he has a friend in, I don't know, Neely. Now he's retiring. Neely had that connection into the media. When was the last time you read any fucking thing from ABC 12, from Fox 66, that was negative or critical of the mayor of City of Flint? No, it's all on council. Even when it isn't council's fault, it's council's problem. And don't get me wrong, there are 5 people on council that I vehemently, disagree with. But sometimes it isn't all their fucking fault. Because
We got to fucking call it what it is. And what it is they are the scapegoat for Neely's continued political success. So people are going to look up Mayor Neely of Flint, and they're going to see ABC 12, ABC 12, Fox 66, Fox 66, Fox 66, ABC 12, ABC 12, and all the positive kitten stories that Flint must never have a fucking problem. That's how he's going to get elected. Because most people do their research via the internet and they just do their research via news articles. So we might catch a few people as soon as he puts his name on another ballot. And I'm 98% sure, folks, that it's going to be a congressional ballot that come in here to see what we have to say about him, trying to get a different perspective than kitten news. And hopefully we change some votes. Because he isn't just going to be representing Flint now. That's going to be Burton. That's going to be X, Y, and Z. I hope he fails in the primary. But if he gets past that primary, I hope he loses to a Republican. To someone from my party. I just want to know who's going to be running from my party. Because, yeah, Genesee County politics is pretty messy. I know the Democrat Party is fairly messy here. I know the Republican Party firsthand. I've been to their meetings. Messy. I'll never work with them again. If I run, I'm running without talking to them at all. And here's what Lifestyle says. A Republican won't hold that seat. And with the balance being so tight in the U.S. House, the DNC will spend big bucks to keep that seat. Whoever wins the Democratic primary will win that seat. Because this is a Democrat stronghold. Why? Because you have a very large urban population center here. Take a look around the country. Places that have large population centers, so cities, rather large cities, are usually blue. Republicans, usually smaller suburbs, yeah, small cities, very small cities. We're talking 15,000 or less, and rural. So how many cities does this congressional district encompass? Flint, Ann Arbor, maybe? It's a pretty big area. So then that leaves into question, who's going to take his seat? Who's going to be mayor? I don't think Clyde wants an elected position. I think he likes the appointed positions because they pay well and he doesn't have to answer to anyone. Clyde's smart. Don't get me wrong. Clyde is fucking smart. Oh, yeah, I can be indisposable and I'll take that guy's job too, and that guy's job too, and that guy's job too. Yeah, I'm tired as hell, but you can't get rid of me now. Otherwise, all these departments fall apart. It doesn't matter if you like me or not. Clyde's fucking smart. Because if he walks away, the city of Flint crumbles. He is the one pillar we have right now. Even though I don't like the work he does, I don't like the people he works for. If he walks away, he doesn't have to give them jack. He can just not come in tomorrow, turn off his phone. And Flint is going to be lost in the sauce. So no, who are we looking at as Neely's handpicked chosen successor for mayor? There is the Waddell Lewis. There's also people from further back. Delrico Lloyd. I don't know if that's his chosen successor, but I'm willing to bet his name will be on that ballot. That one I don't know. It depends on state law. So DeSantis had to have state law changed in Florida for him to run for president while governor. But many other places, like Bernie Sanders, he was running for president and he didn't have to give up his senatorial seat. So it depends on state, my man. It would surprise me, lifestyle. Main reason is now, mind you, I like making jokes, but this is a very serious thing. As mayor, she'd have to talk. she is not a very good public speaker, and that's not a knock against her. I mean, I know plenty of great people who are not good public speakers. She has a problem reading and talking, uh, say speeches or off the cuff. She has a problem. So no, I don't think it'll be her. Mayor Jigsaw, Jesus. And just like that, Flint turned into Saw 5. No, I'm willing to bet it's going to be someone that he trained from youth into politics. Can you tell us about the new chair people on council? I didn't even know they voted on new chair people. Yes, Monday. I didn't go to that meeting because I knew I'd need a few drinks. I was sitting there summing back some chiladas, watching this entire shit show. So your new council president is Liddell Lewis. Your vice president is Candace. We have finance is the same. Then what is it? Eva is governance and Quincy is legislative. Yeah. Tell me that screams dream team, everyone. That's the scream team right there. And they just called, like we were talking about earlier, a special meeting. Now, where is it? There's one that I saw that was really funny to me. Resolution 230426. Resolution to proceed with ARPA funds, improve the parks. How much you want to bet Sarvis Park is on that? Anything, Mickey? Any money? You want to bet that the Sarvis Park is on that or no? As we both do. She was really wanting this president seat, and she was really wanting a friend of hers in that vice president seat, and she was really wanting all of her friends in those chair seats. Why? So they can, no matter what, get what they want, kick Mays out, try to kick Dennis out, definitely kick Tanya out. Then they have no opposition except for Jerry. And Jerry's just going to say, why am I even here if my vote's not going to count? She'll get up and leave, and I don't blame her. Because that's just a waste of her fucking time. Oh, boy. They need to call a meeting and have the charter commission come before them so they can tell them they violated the charter. Yes. Because as the charter said, an elected seat or elected council person can take the seat. However, she is not elected. And they did that so you couldn't endorse some rando out in the city of Flint who isn't elected to be president and preside over the meetings. But now, law as written, not law as intended, law as written, Candace Mushet wasn't elected. She was selected. So she shouldn't be in that VP seat. And then they gave all the chairs to their friends. Liddell gave all the other chairs to her friends. You can't take Candace, so then who does she have to pick from? Eric, Jerry, Tanya, or Dennis? Who do you think she's going to pick out of those four? She don't want none of them. Not A1. And honestly, I've been toying with the idea of trying to find a lawyer because the ones I currently have are Second Amendment lawyers. They don't really want to touch governance. They're more for gun rights, which cool, fine, dandy. I've been thinking of finding a lawyer and pulling a Linda Poley. Hey, City of Flint, you broke your charter. Once again, I'm not going for money. I'm sorry. I'm comfortable in how poor I am. I don't want to be no poorer, but I pay my bills. I just want relief. I just want them to fix their wrong. So, I mean, it's something I've been toying with. And if someone beats me to it, more power to you. Clap on the back. Have a good one. I just ask that you don't try to run the city of Flint for your own piggy bank. Try to fix the city, not to enrich yourself. Because once we fix the city as a whole, we can all start making some actual money because let's face it, if the city's a failure, you're not bringing in any business, you're not bringing in any money, you're not improving anything. So we just get them to stop failing, sometimes failing on purpose, and we can start actually seeing improvement to everyone's quality of life here. That's the same reason why in my current suit, I'm not asking for money. I don't want a damn cent. I just want you to start doing right. Breaking charter. And it would only be with the candidates, because if I go back and breaking, into several charter things there, we're going to have to reset every vote they did for the past 3 years. I don't think we can do that. God, some of those things have been on the books and in law for a hot minute. So we just have to go with the Candace Mush it. If someone wants to beat me to the punch, please go ahead. There's no courtroom in City Hall. No, that'd probably go to the 67th as well. Wow. Would you read what Mr. Clark just put up? Quincy is a disgrace. He ran off the fact that he was an advocate and one of the ones who created the new charter. But he sided with Lewis, who constantly violates the charter. And that's the point. Because honestly, at this point, the charter is less than that. Honestly, I'd find a sheet of quilted northern toilet paper to be more valuable than that charter. Here's the thing. You got to take a look at the charter the same way the country looks at the Constitution. It is the same equivalence. It is explaining the differences in power and what powers each of the 4 groups have. So the courts do have some power in Flint, not mentioned in the charter, but it is known that is known. It tells you the executive powers of the mayor, tells you the legislative powers of the council, and it tells you the people's powers and rights. There are no mentions of that in there. So when they go outside of that, then you basically have a self-governing anarchy, which is an oxymoron in and of itself, but that just sounds like Flint governance, right? It don't make no damn sense, but that's what we have. What I'm saying is, as you say, Mickey, it's some lawlessness up in here. We don't have anything guiding us. We don't have anything to set limits for what they can and cannot do. And when they do get called out on it, they ignore you fucking anyway and go worse with it. So until an outside power comes in and slaps them down and puts them back on the the right, put them on the narrow path, they're going to keep doing it. And the only outside power I can think of is judicial. Let's call in some courts, let's call in some lawyers and start putting them back on the right path. Slap them back into their lane. No. There is no negotiation table with the way I'm saying to do this, because you are suing for relief, which means you have broken this part of the law. You are to cease and desist doing that immediately. That is what that is. So instead of, oh, well, you screwed up some infrastructure, you're going to have to repair it. Let's figure out who repairs it, who pays what, and who administers it. It's, hey, you have a person illegally sitting in that vice president's seat. Remove them immediately and put someone else in. That is exactly what this lawsuit would be for. Six. No? Mm-hmm. because I'm not trusting a Flint process. That's the point. Because as it has been lately, I don't trust shit in Flint when it comes to our governments. I don't think I've trusted Flint since I moved here, because how can I trust a city that fucks up its own water? Was it not a city's vote that put us over to? So, how can I trust a city that fucks up its own water and trust a state that let them fuck up their own water? Okay. And I've been sitting like this for years. And now I finally come up and I've been watching and I've been actually paying attention and I've been studying. And what the hell? You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do this. So, fine. I'm not looking at the city and the state. I'm looking at that third branch. Once again, the third co-equal branch. Let's see if some guys in those robes that we usually don't want to appear in front of will start fixing some things. I mean, throw enough lawsuits at the city to make Attorney Kim quit. Hell, I saw him in action the other day. The man stutters and sputters, ums and ahs all damn day. So you hit him with enough lawsuits, he's going to start getting him mixed up, and the judge is probably just going to say, dude, no, we're done with this. Yeah, unfortunately, their salary. Damn, you are busy or popular today. Jeff, who knows, man? I don't want to speculate on someone's health. I once again, I disagree with Quincy on a lot. I hope he gets better. I hope he feels better. I hope he gets better. I hope everything is good for him. But I don't know if he will, because if he resigns and gives up his seat, then we've got something worse that'll happen, just like with Allie. You know, when Allie resigned, I was like, cool, yeah, sweet, special election. And then it's cool, yeah, sweet, we've got a selectee. You've got an appointee in that position. And they'll do the same with Quincy. And the thing is, Quincy will periodically vote against Liddell, periodically vote against Eva, and he will have his own mind of things. That's a really cool. I wish he'd do it more often. But you get an appointee in that seat, and we are fucked. Because they're just going to line item everything. Rubber stamp. Mm-hmm. Just like Candace, rubber stamps everything Liddell says. Everything.
Okay with I wish. Oh no, that's not me. Oh, she must mean in the chat. Yeah, I haven't put anything out.
What?
No, don't worry about it. We ain't gonna miss it. Just they having a personal conversation in the chat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'll ask you after.
Yes, sir.
That way it's not on air. Free. Officials are trying to raise Flint to the ground, and council, man, you had to phase that out when I was trying to read it. And council is letting them. No one is showing what Flint actually has going on to stop these backhanded contracts. I mean, garbage passed. It's going to put us 5 million under. Dawn said it so beautifully the other day. That contract will get paid. They're just going to fire cops and firefighters till they have the budget to do it. You're going to lose services for a mediocre service now. You know, and some pretty trash cans. Look, man, I don't think there should be an extension on any government contract, period, end of story. Ever. Once that contract ends, it needs to go back out to bid. Why? Because I don't care what the city says. That's not the city's money. That's my fucking money. They're using my tax money to pay for this shit. They're using your tax money to pay for this shit. And you know what? I'd prefer you get the cheapest one. That way I'm not sitting here going, why am I being charged so much for shitty service? because I don't have a say in if I get to pay taxes or not. I don't get a say in who's my trash collector or not. That's on the city. So then you damn well better make sure you get the cheapest one. That is the biggest problem, because it isn't really extortion now that I come to think of it, taxes. Because extortion is you do this or we will make sure this does, X, Y, and Z. It's usually words or information that gets put out on you, right? Blackmail. Now, this is straight up threats. You don't pay your taxes, you go to jail. You try to resist, we kill you. Yeah, okay. Well, then you better be best with my fucking taxes. The only remedy is to sue the administration. That takes money, lots of it. You're not wrong, David. However, there is a back end solution to it. All right, my mind just stopped because Mickey's sitting here playing with the song. There's a back end solution to it, and that is turn around the lawyer's fees and put that on them. Problem with that is if you lose, then they can do the exact same thing to you. We can't contact her contract. Liddell thinks no one around her knows important people. They believe they are in it. Yes. Here, free. Let me hit you with this. Going off of that, right? Going off of different classes of people. This is actually something concerning what I've been doing lately. Did you know city council can still carry their firearms in that chamber? Yeah. Yeah. They are apparently exempt from that rule, just like the mayor is. Different classes. Rules for thee, not for me. And they are enforcing it on us. Yes, David, I know. God damn, dude. I don't know. My brain just stopped for a minute. I'm not fully awake yet. And then you sitting there playing with your phone. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Let's not. Yeah, no. Let's leave that aside, please.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you? To me, I would think this is my question. If you want to stick with this garbage contract, do you feel like that garbage contract was an honest dealing from the council people? They did it in the best interest for the residents of Flint. That's
No.
what I want to say.
No, because they wouldn't have been pushing it as hard. Think about it. Best interest of Flint. It gets shot down. You go, okay. You back up and you try to negotiate. Right? What do you have wrong with this? Why don't you want it? Okay, let us try to address this to make it right. Instead, you got shot down, reproposed, shot down, reproposed, break quorum, reproposed, shot down, and then submitted again, finally, and passed. If you're trying to push it that hard, there's something on the back end that isn't for us. Now, here's the fun thing. The garbage contract itself, the garbage company, just gave Sterling Heights, a city about the same square mileage as Flint, a break. Theirs is only 27 million to collect the garbage, and they get the new trash bins too.
But remember, it was $9 million over the lowest bid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the same company just did that with Sterling Heights. How do you think that they could go for so much cheaper over the same square mileage with Sterling Heights, which is about the same population as us now, then come to Flint and raise the price up so much?
Right.
They're making their money off of Flint, and then they're going to use Sterling Heights as a advertising example. Go with us. Talk to people from Sterling. See how much it costs them. See how they like our service. They're never going to say, go to Flint and see how much we charge them. See if they like our service. Because we didn't really get a choice, did we?
I didn't know.
Hmm?
That's nothing. I was just saying. I was just saying that knowing willingly to say, okay, we're gonna have to. We know we're gonna go in debt. And you said they said we're gonna be $5 million in debt.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna be $5 million in debt, do you think that was irresponsible for the council to vote for that? The 5 council, the district council people.
I know everyone hates emergency managers, but at this time, I think we need one. We cannot control our own money here. And I say that not looking at the people of the city, but the city itself. Because no matter what, given a certain period of time, the city will always outspend itself because we keep electing these crooks and fucking criminals that see all this money coming into the city and don't think this is the city's money. They think this is my money. I just got to get to it. So they will overspend knowing that they're going to, it's almost like a college kid, you know, from a rich area. Oh, it doesn't matter if I put my bank account in the negative, mommy and daddy will come and save me, just like the state will come and bail me out. We really do need someone to come in, sort out our budget once again, and then we need to go right into elections from there. Because if you get a year or two after an election or after an emergency manager into an election, everything the emergency manager did is forgotten. Everyone is angry still. And then you have city council sitting there or the people running for it going, no, that city manager, he was wrong. That emergency manager, yada, yada, yada. Instead of, hey, while I don't like a lot of the things he did, it was unfortunately necessary because the people whose asses are in those seats are fucked up. That's what it is. And you have to say it like that. Because if they can't control the way they're spending your money, if they are not being held accountable, and if they refuse to be held accountable, and if they can't think for 1 minute as to how to spend money properly, in other words, you get the best deal, you spend the least to get the most, then they don't need to be in that fucking seat. Honestly, if they keep on overcharging, I'd say 1, give them a fucking invoice for how much they spent over. And 2, there needs to be some criminal charges. Because that is, what is it? Misappropriation of government funds.
Well, that goes back to if something happened to them, like if it was consequences for these repercussions, I'll put money that the ones you seeing doing all this voting, the study putting the city in debt and the misusing the city funds, like Councilwoman Liddell Lewis finna get some grant. I mean, well, Cyrus Park getting some grant money, and you on council.
50,000. Yep. And then Candace, how much is hers
I'm not
for
for sure,
nonprofit?
but it's
I know it was a 6-digit number.
Hold up, let me see this. What 5%?
Emergency manager won't help. The only 2 assets are left is Hurley and water treatment. All contracts will be paid or bought out. Sheriff or state will take over police patrols. The city needs revenue from jobs. Yeah. But the problem is, Don, how are we going to get revenue from jobs? When we have a city council here that won't take honest fucking contracts, that expects kickbacks from every company coming in, how are you going to get some good, decent, honest jobs? Some jobs that will help people pay their bills, right? So I've seen some of those buildings actually Capitol's putting in. I know one of them is supposed to be an Amazon. I've worked at one before. The rest of those buildings are rather unspoken for. And as Quincy says, how are you going to move in? Well, let me paraphrase it. How are you going to move into my city to do business without breaking bread with me? Now, if I'm a business and I know I just need a lease for this building, why am I going to go down to City Hall and be extorted out of my money to start up business here? I'm not. Fuck you. I'm walking away. I'm walking to the next town over. I hear Burton's looking for people, looking for businesses to come in. Yeah, that's what I mean, Don. Set city council aside with no power right now. Because right now, as it is, the powerful few with connections to extracurricular monies, per se, are the ones with all the power. And the ones that I actually believe listen to me, listen to us, are sidelined anyway. So we might as well just sideline the entire crew.
last time. This is why Flint in the condition is from emergency manager, city takeover, state takeover. So
And why did that state takeover happen?
And look what the state did to him.
But why did that state takeover happen?
Well, my thing with the pushback, I'm gonna give you
because you went right to that, but there's always a reason to get to it, right?
Let me explain to you. They only put emergency managers over the black cities. It was a lot of white cities that came up under theirs, but they didn't get emergency managers. I remember MSNBC had did a special on it. But I'm saying, look how the emergency managers came in and did Flint.
I mean, are they doing? Did they do any worse than what is being done now?
Shit, they poisoned the city.
There was also a vote from that.
But the governor seen it though. But when he got it, go look at the top when they said when the people was complaining about it. You can't just say, why would the same people who poison you, you gonna go back and want them to come back in and take over?
Like I'm saying, dude, there was a vote from city council to move to that Flint water source right across the street from us, city of Flint. And there was a vote from city council to move off Detroit water because it's so damn expensive and go with the KWA. Let me ask you a few things. Who's on the KWA board? Give me a single name. He is on it.
Okay.
Actually, he's technically on it twice right now.
Because wasn't Wayland on it or something at one time?
Mm-hmm. But every mayor has been on it, right? There is a seat specifically held for the mayor. So at technically one point, Karen Weaver was on there. But no, Neely is on there also as a bondholder. So a profiteer.
How he get bond in it?
He just bought in. When they were setting up, he bought in. And now he's making money off of it. Kind of funny, right? But he didn't abstain from his vote, or what is that fucking thing when you have a conflict of interest? Whatever. When that vote came up to switch to the KWA, he was on city council. Exactly. But he didn't abstain. He voted yes. And then he went to state rep. And as state rep, he saw that was taking a long time, and he pushed for city of Flint. Go ahead, guys. Use the Flint. I'll just give you state-of-the-art water treatment centers, which
recuse itself. That's what.
Yeah, recuse. Thank you, RJ. Thank you. My brain ain't not work well right. So let me end it out with this, and then you can go ahead and hit that end button, buddy. We have not just a systemic problem here with corruption that has lasted forever and a day, but it has become so ingrained into our political society here that no one bats an eye at it anymore. We have a person illegally sitting in the VP chair. We have a person who has made money off the suffering of Flint and who directly helped contribute to it. And we've become so accustomed to this as citizens that we celebrate the damage that is done to us. And we are so afraid of the consequences of what could happen because of in the past with emergency managers that we are afraid to take one now just to get things straight and set up, because in the past, an emergency manager endorsed the switch over to the Flint River, when instead, at some point, we need someone to come in, and I don't know if we can wait for the elections, especially seeing as some of these seats aren't open until 2025, 2026. We've got a long wait ahead of us with what is essentially happening in a legal council.
See, but this is what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
At the same time, dude, do you think we can go another 3-4 years with what we currently have? I honestly don't. Because 3-4 years, every small mom and pop business in town is going to be gone. We don't even have a Walmart in this city. They refuse to touch it. What you're going to have is a bunch of zombies wandering around. The only people with jobs are going to be the ones with jobs outside of town. And then they're still going to be taxed out of their fucking homes. With their income tax probably going to go up. Your assessments have already gone up on your property tax, and then the percentage on that property tax has already gone up. And you're going to have a hand-picked, chosen successor by Neely running for that mayor's office as soon as he goes off to that Senate seat. I promise you. Yes. And as Don says, elections have consequences. I think our biggest problem here, Mickey, and I can't even remember who said it, but it's a quote. Things will start getting better when we stop looking at politicians as the solutions to the problem and more looking at politicians as the problem. Send us out, man.